Hey everybody, back in the shop today. I'm going to be finishing, what was his name again? Kaldor Draigo. He is almost done. He's exactly where I left him last time you looked at the video. I haven't done anything else, but I want to finish him up. But then, rather than jump right into Mordrak, I actually have another project. I have a Blood Bowl team, which is awesome. I'm actually really excited to be doing Blood Bowl Lizardmen, and so before I finish the rest of these Grey Knights, I'm going to jump into Blood Bowl, which is going to be a little weird, but I'm excited about it. It's one of the things I like about doing this work for clients, is that I never really know what I'm going to be doing next. So that's next, and then back to Mordrak, the Ghost Knights, and I know because a lot of you seem to be really excited about the Grey Knight stuff. And for good reason. They're really cool. But, you know, maybe you'll like the Blood Bowl stuff too. But, I don't know if you check out the Games Workshop blog on a regular basis, but yesterday they were nice enough to mention the Sanguinary Guard that I recently painted for one of my clients, which you can see in a previous video. Had nice things to say about it, which I thought was really exciting. And so anyway, yesterday was a really good day for me. But today I'm going to get to work. So why don't I go do that instead of talking to you? And I'm going to do that. So here we go. So first thing on the list for today is this sword. I'm going to start with this. I started doing some work on it with a brush, doing my sort of metallic, non-metallic technique, which is essentially painting this as if it was a non-metallic metal process, but doing it with metallics. So I started with bulk gunmetal, and then I did the sort of alternating darks with the blue wash, whatever the hell that, Azurman blue wash. And essentially you do that in sort of dark, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, you know, sort of like a checker pattern, so you have alternating light and dark on either side. I didn't like how it came out. I thought it was just too, it wasn't smooth enough. So I'm going to go back, I'm going to cover the whole thing with mithril silver, and then I'm going to use the airbrush and do it over. So I'll be right back. Okay, so a little change of plan. You know, I've actually used the Azurman blue wash through the airbrush several times. And while you can do it, it takes a long time to build it up, and you never get quite as dark as you'd like, and it can be a very touchy process. So because I had such a good time with my early mix of Necron Abyss and bulk gunmetal, I decided why not stick with that. So what I've made is essentially a really dark metallic blue by mixing those two colors. And it actually looks darker in person than it does through the screen here. But what I'm going to do is thin this down and get it into my airbrush cup, and I'm going to use this instead. And I think I'm going to have a happier time of it because of it. And this is all part of the process, you know, sort of thinking back on the things that you did and what you liked, what you didn't like, and what you think you might be able to do better. So that's what I'm doing here. Let me get this in the airbrush and I'll be right back. Alright, you're going to have to bear with me here. So I'm concentrating in the center point, which is the point that you want to be the darkest, and moving out from there, right? I want there to be a nice blend, and I think that's not too bad. I'm going to go just a little bit more, I think. Okay, So now I'm going to flip it around. So since I did the center there, now I'm going to do the top and the bottom. Oop, a little bit too much there. For those who are interested, I'm using an Iwata Eclipse. I've had this brush since about 1995, I think, and it has served me very well over the years. Alright, so now on the other side I kind of want to do the opposite. So since I have the dark in the center on this side, I want to do the dark on the top and bottom on its alternate. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Alright, so flip it around, and then we're back to the center. Alright, let's have a look. Actually, I like it. I like it a lot. I think that came out really good. Okay, so what's left now is some edge highlighting. Let me clean up the airbrush and I'll come right back. So what I mean by edge highlighting is I'm actually going to take my brush with some mithril silver on it, and I am going to, and I've already done this a little bit, but I'm going to run it along the edge of the blade, along the center of the blade, and then the other edge of the blade. And the reason for that is that, you know, it provides a little catch light that provides a little visual interest, and, you know, kind of makes the thing look sharp. I'm not going to do this on camera because I actually tried to do it just now, and I can't. I'm afraid that I'm going to screw this up because the camera's in my way because I have to work so close. So anyway, I'm explaining it. I'm going to go do it, and then I will come back and show you how it looks. And perhaps you will be able to actually see something here. But anyway, really happy with that sword. Alright, I will be right back. And there we are. So in addition to the line, I think, well, here, let me check this. Yeah, you can kind of see it there, the center line. Can't really see the edge line, but trust me, it's there. And I brightened up the tip. I don't know why that's cool, but I really like the way that looks when the tip has that shine to it, especially when the sword is being held up straight in the air. Maybe you can see, yeah, there you go. You can see that a little bit there. Really liking how that came out. And again, metallic paints using a NMM technique. I like it. You know, if you go find pictures of my Nemesis Dread Knight, I used that on there with a giant sword, and I thought that came out really good too. This is actually better, I think. More contrast. I think it worked out a little better. Anyway, I'm going to go and do some more details and such. I've got to do some lettering on the shield here. I was going to give the ground a little bit more color. It's a little bit too gray. It doesn't contrast well with the silver of the armor. So I was just going to try and add just a touch more color to it. And and hopefully not screw it up. And then what else? Well, I'm going to look at, oh well, the sword has some gold that needs to go in here. And I think, you know, essentially just going through and making sure all of the little tidbits are done. But it's really close now. So when I come back, it'll be done. And then I'm going to get started on the Blood Bowl stuff. So that's it for now. So now, oh dang. I was going to say I was done. I almost am done. I just realized I left off that little gem right there. There's probably one on the other side. Yep. Well, aside from the gem, I am done. I have lettered this banner. It's kind of a weird banner because there's no way you would be able to read whatever the hell is on there. So it's sort of a random collection of letters that don't really mean anything. I did some other lettering that I had missed earlier. As I said, I kind of slightly changed the color of the groundwork to provide more contrast between the ground and the dude, Kaldor Draigo. So it's got a little more yellow instead of just being a straight neutral gray, and I figured the yellow would be a nice contrast to the little bit of blue and the silver here. So there's that. What else did I do? Not too much, actually. Oh, the gold on the sword. There. But I'm just going to go finish the last couple of touches and call this done. The next time you see this video, I will probably have some Blood Bowl stuff. I still got to finish up the base here, the black. But anyway, it's kind of almost done. Kind of, sort of, almost. And I want to do that. So, yeah, I thought I was done. Guess what? Not done. So, off to be done.